Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trucking Tower podcast. In this segment of Heroes in Trucking, where we highlight volunteering and philanthropy in the world of trucking, I'm very excited to be joined today by Josue Ramos, who is the owner of OzX Logistics LLC. How are you doing today, Josue?
I'm good. I hope everybody else is well too.
Absolutely appreciate you coming on with me. You and I actually met through LinkedIn, and you donated to the Sierra Leone food relief project 2 different times through our GoFundMe page. And I'm going to include that page in the post below. So first of all, I want to thank you very much for that. That means a lot to me.
It's no big deal. It's, we're in debt.
Well, it really helps. There was, there still is a food crisis that's going on with Sierra Leone and COVID-19. And I really appreciate you stepping up and doing what you did. And you and I were talking before the show, and I learned about how you grew up in trucking, actually. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So, like I shared with you, one of the most memorable parts about growing up in trucking is, I'd hit the road a lot with my father, and he would let me drive, and so, I'd be 15, 14, 13 years old, and he would tell me, are you ready? And, like, yeah, and so he would tell me, stand right behind me, and, he would stand up, as dangerous as it is, and we would trade seats, and I would drive, and so it was really one of the highlights of growing up in trucking, and, just getting behind the wheel, and, being behind something so massive and just looking down on everybody.
Absolutely. And I've seen your work on LinkedIn. You're out there working on trucks and driving the business and so forth. And I've been following you for a while. And, for those who may not have seen your media yet, can you tell us a little bit about your company?
So, we're extremely involved because, we're obviously very small, and we don't have the luxury of having an in-house mechanic. So you typically when and this is true for pretty much all owner operators, they have to take it to a shop, and you're kind of depending on their time. And so I would say it's a route that a lot of owner operators or small fleets take. The owners or just the people involved, the sons and whatever, and possibly daughters too. They do a lot of the maintenance work. They do a lot of some minor repairs. Because the biggest thing we've done, and we don't do it often, obviously. Is me and my brother, we actually swapped out our engine the other not long ago for our newest truck. And so it's just really something that we kind of have to deal with, because we want to get them back on the road as fast as we can, and a lot of times the mechanics are just piled up with work, because these trucks they break down quite often since they're used so much. But yeah, we're very involved. If there's a breakdown 2 hours from here, I'm driving 2 hours to go, see what we can do, see if we could fix it, and we don't have to call somebody out there to, take some more of our money.
Yeah, I even saw a post where you cut off a vacation short to get back and actually get a truck going, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the day we talked, our 15-minute call. That day that was going to be our last night in Vegas. We were out there in Vegas. We were visiting some family and stuff, and so we were out there eating, and my old man called me, and he said that none of the trucks were going to be ready because I was out there, and the computer, one of the parts didn't get here, and the other truck, the transmission, and so he's like, get out of there. Get out of there, because when you're basically when we're around, it's when things get done, and so pretty much had I not came over here, the truck wouldn't have been ready. And because the part wasn't getting there, the part wasn't getting here, the part wasn't getting here, and the moment it did, it was late afternoon, and so the mechanic had left to go attend another client, and I ended up having to go put the computer on. So it's just things that really come up, and you know, pretty crucial moments, because had it been otherwise, we probably would have had to cancel our load, because we tend to book before time, just to lock in some loads at some good rates, and we do what we got to do out here.
Absolutely. Unrelated to business, what is one thing people probably don't know about you that they may be surprised to learn about you?
Well, like I mentioned, I'm a very strong introvert, and so for me to get out there and start talking to people and start engaging with people and just trying to share my knowledge, or even just learn and ask for help and stuff like that, it's kind of like it is a big step out of my comfort zone, because obviously if you're an introvert, your comfort zone it's kind of like, yeah, I'm a very isolated person. I keep it really just to my family and my circle, and I don't really, I see a lot of extroverts in it, or it's kind of like I see in my own family. My father, he's not an introvert. He'll go to the gas station and he'll start a conversation like this with whoever he's talking to, whether it's the cashier at the gas station or another trucker, and he's really good at it. He's good at just sparking a conversation and getting somebody's number, becoming their friend, and that's just something that I'm not. I've never been big on that, and that's something that might catch people by surprise about me.
Yeah, I would think so, because I've seen you, you've had media coverage, and you're out there talking about the company and posting and so forth. And I think people will be surprised to learn that. So what else are you working on these days?
I'm really just trying to lock in, the industry standards for the numbers, and so I can really hit the ground running, and properly offer services on the brokering and dispatching side. Because when I started it, people online make it seem like it's something that's relatively easy, and learning and just seeing what other professionals are saying that they have to deal with and stuff like that. It really kind of opened my eyes to how I should probably, create a process to get engaged into the business. And because I was originally just going to start making calls and kind of just start offering the service, but I felt like it would be a disservice to my clients if I didn't educate myself properly before. It's kind of like a doctor goes to school for 14 years so that they minimize the amount of times they mess up when they become a doctor. And even then, usually, they mess up sometimes, and so I got that going on. I'm still educating myself. I'm trying to create a process for that side of business. I'm trying to understand it because, I know trucking, and that's pretty much all we know.
Right. Absolutely. I think growing up in the business helps a lot, I would imagine. And so that's very helpful. I've been fortunate to work in the business of trucking for about 25 years, and I'm an old guy. So, yeah, being in the business like you are with your family, I think that's got to be very, very helpful. And what is the best way for people to connect with you? I think you said LinkedIn is probably the best way.
Yeah, LinkedIn is the best way. That it's by preference, and through there, I would likely, give you my number, or an email or something like that if you want to conversate further.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, Josue, I really again appreciate your donation to the Sierra Leone food relief, and also really appreciate you coming on with me today. I wish you all the best of success in 2021, and thanks again for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me, Andy.
Very welcome. We'll talk to you soon.
You have a good one.
You too.